Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking on Capnclydes MTG. It's the 30th, and more news is out. Modern Horizons 3 gets more leaks, spoilers, people showing shit. Anyway, Modern Horizons 3, more cards revealed and where to get them. So, hell, let's take a look at it. But before we do, don't forget, comment, like, subscribe. Keeps us sponsor free. Once we get to 1,000 peeps, it's giveaway time, and it's going to be some fun stuff. Also, links in the description if you want to help out the channel in other ways. Not just donate money, but actually buy some shit so you get something for your money, unlike other places. Anyway, so this is from Blake Rasmussen. It's from Blake. We'll say Blake. So, we have a couple cards that have been leaked new. One of them, and it's not new, is the Flare of Denial. We've seen it before. We know it's out there. Places it can be found. Play boosters, collectors, and pre-release packs. So it's in everything. In traditional foil and retro frame foil. However, the full art will also be in everything. So no worries. It's all good. But I got to admit, this Flare of Denial picture, fucking hot. This is the kind of art I'm looking for, and I hope to God this isn't AI because I'd feel like a fucking fool. But this is some good shit, not gonna lie. This picture here is also cool. I do like it, but this definitely gives me that kind of anime / cartoon live action feel. Just full art and the sparks everywhere. Just good. So there's that. Available and everything. So, the next thing that came out was this little fella. Konian Night, a black and 1 enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy. Already pretty sweet for black. Pay X energy. Sacrifice a creature. Return Konian Nightmare to its owner's hand. Return target creature card with mana value X from your graveyard to the battlefield. Activate only as a sorcery. So, anything 3 or less with this, will get you. This will get you anything 3 or less from your graveyard, and it can stack energy if you get something cheaper than that, like Death Shadow. But anyway, only 2 mana. I think this is going to be very popular, and I'm just gonna leave it there. Use your imagination. This is gonna get back damn near everything in someone's graveyard. So there we go. Obviously available and everything, and then you have the special one also available and everything. And I gotta admit, as awkward and weird and spooky as this looks, the fact that it's smiling and the guy is in there kind of makes me giggle on the inside. I'm just gonna put it out there. So there's that. Pretty sweet card. Then we have this big daddy, Ugan's Labyrinth. It's a land with imprint. To imprint it, it enters the battlefield. You may exile a colorless card, mana value 7 or greater from your hand. So it taps for a colorless. If the card is exiled with Ugan's Labyrinth, it adds 2. Tap, return the exile card to its owner's hand. So this is a soul land, as much like Soul Ring or whatever you want to call them. Ancient Tomb, whatever. But this doesn't cost you damage all the time. You just got to exile something from your hand. This is going to be very popular in every deck, especially ramp decks. It makes colorless, so it's going to be popular in the Eldrazi's and Eldrazi style decks, which are heavily pushed in Modern Horizons 3. Not to mention, just in general, not Ugin decks per se, but Karn decks with Ugin, where everything is 7 or more and things. Because also exiling it means you can protect it from being discarded. There's lots going on here that some people don't understand. This is going to be a popular card. This is going to be $20 to $30 minimum. Holy cow, is this thing good. And as usual, it's available in everything. Now, unlike everything else, this one only has 2 printings. This one and this one, which I find very interesting. As we went over the ones up here that have 3, this one just has the original and this one. So it's going to make it even harder to get. But it is a mythic. This is also going to be good in Commander. Let me put it out there. Commander. You know, as patient as a land that gives you 2 mana on turn 1. So, like, this is going to get out of hand quick. So, moving on. Next, we have Ugan's Cave. So, Ugan's Cave, it comes in, taps for colorless mana. So, again, good for Eldrazi. For 3 tap, sacrifice it, search your library for a land card, put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Not going to be as popular, but this is still a good card for Commander because it lets you get a land card. Yes, it takes 3 mana. Yes, it's a long time before you can fetch anything with it, but it will let you fetch anything. A tap land, it comes into play and does things. This, as an uncommon, is insanely good. Not to mention, if you have it on turn 1, it still gives you mana, and it does not come into play tap. This is a powerhouse. Again, another great card for Commander, and maybe even other decks in the actual competitive formats. This seems really good to me. Again, available and everything. I don't even know why they did this. Like, if something's not going to be available in something, like, why? Just why? Anyway, next we have this interesting little fella. We have White of the Reliquary. Let me just notice something. Yep. This is the first one where all products have the normal one, but only collector boosters will get you this one. Interesting. It's almost like they know it's going to be good. So for a black and a green, it's a 2/2. It has vigilance. The White of the Reliquary gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard. Tap, sacrifice another creature. Search your library for a land card. Put it on the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle. Again, let me repeat that for you for the cheap sheets. Search your library for a land card. Any land. Yes, you have to sacrifice a creature to do this. No, I don't think it matters. You're playing in formats where tokens are easy to come by, and you don't give 2 shits if your stuff dies. So, this is going to be a powerhouse also. Holy cow, are we going to be in for some serious shit when this comes out and we get a whole shake up to Modern. It's going to be insane. Again, only 2 styles on this one as well, but it's a rare. But again, this one only available in the pricey I have too much money box. Anyway, next we have this little fella, the Spawn Gain Commander. That is the probably most disturbing thing I've seen. A giant mutated goblin with tentacles with other goblins coming off of him. Yes, we just did an anime video. Let your mind wander with that one. Anyway, 2 red and 3 for a 2/2 with Devoid. So even though it's red mana, it's colorless when it hits the field. When you cast this spell, create 3 0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn tokens, i.e. mana ramp. But for a colorless and 1, sacrifice an Eldrazi, deal Spawn Gain Commander does 2 damage to any target. Notice it says Eldrazi. This is not for your Goblin deck. This is for your Eldrazi deck. And this is probably okay. And as we all know, in a limited format, this is nuts. So, available in everything, and only 1 card type to have so far. Then, guess what? It's really here. People speculated that this card was going to get printed. They said it wasn't. Kappa Cannoneer is going to be printed into Modern Horizons 3, or should I say reprinted, making it legal in modern and older formats, not just Commander. Why is that important? Well, for a blue and 5, it's a 4/4. It has Ward 4. The big thing is it has Improvise, which means artifacts can help you cast it, which means you could probably cast this on turn 2 or 3 for 1 blue. And have a 4/4 that when the Cannoneer or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Kappa Cannoneer, and it can't be blocked this turn. This thing is huge. It's also unblockable. You also have a 6-drop that you can cast for 1 on turn 2 or 3, which can't be fatal pushed or bolted. This is going to be a powerhouse. And people know it. These cards are already selling for $78 online. If it hasn't got more out of hand than that, or if maybe it hasn't come down once everybody realizes that, oh yeah, right, this is going to be in a set, it might not be that expensive. But to be fair, as much as these boxes are going to cost, it's probably going to be expensive. So again, available and everything. Then we get this sweet reprint. We get a Meltdown reprint. A red and X. Destroy each artifact mana value X or less. That's right. It is a fireball for artifacts. Wait, fireball? Oblivion Ring. Vino's Disc? What am I looking for? Pernicious Deed. There we go. But yeah, so this thing's a powerhouse, getting printed into the modern format, along with other formats, which it was pretty much legal already. It just becomes a decent reprint. I think it will see a little extra popularity since it will be more available. But it's nice to see cards like this get reprinted because, I'm not going to lie, this really brings back memories for me from back in the old days. And do I mean old days? Holy shit. All right, anyway, moving on. Next we have this little fella, a new card. It's Philia, I think, Exuberant Shepherd. More doggos. White and 1 for a 2/2 flash doggo legendary. Whenever it attacks, exile up to one other target non-land permanent. At the beginning of your next end step, return that card to the battlefield under control. If it enters under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on this card. Nothing like a blink card that's mono-color. My God, this looks good. Fun fact on this, the normal one's available everywhere. A foil etched is only available in collector boosters, although I don't know if that's going to be worth a lot because, well, people aren't fond of etched cards. They're coming around, though. But look at this little doggy. Available everywhere is this sweet side perspective version, portrait version, call it what you will. And this is sweet. I mean, it's as good as this, if not better. And it's available everywhere, so this is going to be the one to have. Next, we have the Null Drifter. We already talked about it. It's in everything. It's just a Null Drifter, but it's a Null Drifter. There is a foil, a traditional foil retro frame, which the frame is really weird because it's never really existed before. But anyway, available everywhere. Then there's this guy. Heragast Erupting Null Kite, 9 colorless for a 6/6, has emerged 2 red and 6. When you cast this spell, you may exile. When you cast this spell, you may exile your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. Flying. Each creature spell you cast has emerged. The emerge cost is equal to its mana cost. For those of you who don't know, it's right over here. If you pay the emerge cost, you may sacrifice a creature and subtract that creature's casting cost from the emerge cost. So for 8, if you sacrifice something that's 4, this becomes a 4 mana. Sacrifice a creature, 6/6, draw 3. This has got potential. Again, traditional foil everywhere, etched only in collector boosters. But wait, there's more. We get the sweet version in everything, and it's a portrait version, and I like it. This is going to be a popular card. Everybody's going to probably try to play it. Will it be good? We don't know, but we will definitely be finding out once this bad boy hits the streets. Next, we have Kudo, King Among Bears. Oh, where's that Bearscape deck when you need it? White and green for a 2/2. Other creatures have a base power and toughness 2/2 and are bears in addition to their other types. Notice it says other creatures. This is also your opponents. So this is probably going to be a thing for hate bears. Get it? Bears. Hate bears. Anyway, moving on. Available everywhere. Etched version. Only available in collector boosters. But wait. There's some sweetness. There's also an old border one in traditional foil. Available everywhere. And a very pragmatic and sophisticated portrait version of him. I think I like that one better, but I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of feeling this. So, yeah. Then we have the Null Elemental Blast. 1 colorless, choose 1 counter target multicolored spell or destroy target multicolored permanent. This may be the best removal spell ever against multicolored spells, but will definitely be a dead card against monocolored decks. So, However, in Modern, this is probably going to see some play because it does seem good. And definitely a commander card. Well, I mean, if you're playing this color, we have normal and retro frame available in everything. We have the Nether Goyf. We talked about this in the previous format, in the previous spoiler. Basically a better Goyf, except for it's one black. Available in the regular, in everything, and regular, and extended art only in collector boosters. Very interesting there. And finally, Sylvan Safekeeper did get reprinted. It's available everywhere. There's no extra printings. There's just this one. 1 green for a 1/1 sacrifice a land. Target creature gains Shroud to their turn. Very popular card for the older formats. Also, Orm's Chant gets its reprint. Finally. Very popular and powerful card. The normal card isn't everything. This sweet full art version is also in everything. I want this in foil. Man, that looks good. God, that looks good. Then we have Winter Moon. Can anybody say Winter Orb? So Winter Moon's 2 colorless artifact. Players can't untap more than 1 non-basic land during each untap step. It's Winter Moon or Winter Orb on ice. But anyway, this is going to be popular and a heavily played sideboard card right along Blood Moon and other cards. For those who don't have red or whatever, this is going to be popular. This version available everywhere. The full art version only available in collector boosters is going to be making this thing very popular and very pricey. Next, we have the Siege Gang Lieutenant. Red and 3 for a 2/2. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, create 2 goblins. They have haste at end of turn. And then for 2, you can sacrifice a goblin, deal 1 damage to any target. As a commander card, this will see lots of play. Available only in commander decks, but the full art version will be available in collector boosters, gifter bundles, and the collector edition commander decks. So, yeah. And then we have Final Act. Again, available only in the commander decks or collector boosters. But this is like the white version, 2 black and 4. Choose 1 or more, destroy all creatures, all planeswalkers, all battles, exile all graveyards. Each opponent loses all counters. Not exactly the same as Ever After, but very close and good enough to be the black version of it. Finally, we have March from Veilous Veil. A blue and 2 sorcery. Choose a non-basic land type. Each land you control of that type becomes a copy of target creature you control to end of turn and gains haste, has flashback. Don't know how good that's going to be, but in Commander it might be. Again, this is a Commander card that will only be in collector bundles unless you buy a Commander box. Planar Nexus, another Commander card, is every non-basic land type, desert, locust, mine, whatever, taps for colorless for 1, added 1 any mana. Again, only in Commander decks or in collector boosters. So that's all of them. And there's some powerful ones in there, guys. Tell me down below what you think. We're getting tons of leaks of this set already, and they're really hyping it up. And we're going to revisit how much these boxes are going to cost because guess what? They're not $500. Until next time, be kind, and I hope to see you across from the game table. But definitely be playing Modern Horizon 3 of this silly shit. Oh, my God.